Alright, folks, you're back once again with the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. And today, I got a special guest. All my guests are special, but some guys are a little extra special because they was with me in the very beginning. I mean, I was a young buck, but they was younger bucks.
As they say, day one.
Day ones, okay? My boy right now, he's known as the freshest MC in the world. What's up, K-Dee?
Baby.
How you feeling, man?
Grandmaster Lonzo.
What's up with you, Doc? You know, man, I do a lot of speaking in schools and stuff, and I talk about all y'all all the time, man. And I said, I met y'all was like 15, 16?
15? Yeah, 15? Like 15, man.
Cube, Jinx, K-Dee. Now,
Kid Disaster back then.
Kid Disaster, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all was a stereo crew when I first met y'all.
Yes, sir.
Y'all had just won the contest over at
K-Dee.
the World on Wheels.
Yeah, that was the finals was at World on Wheels.
Yeah,
it was called the best rapper in the West contest.
Right, by K-Dee. Y'all took second, right?
Second. Look at what.
I remember, man. I'm telling you, dude. Y'all took second. Y'all lost the champagne. Hold on. Shampoo, press and curl with the Jim Cat.
Nah, I don't think we lost to them, but I think they would. Damn,
Come on, man. This is what I do, man. This is my history, Doc. I can't forget.
Hey, I remember some cool dudes too, man.
It was a lot of Washington. They went to Washington. Champagne. There was shampoo, press and curl. 3 cats out of Washington. They had a hell of a little thing. They used to do a little dance the whole 9 yards. They were the ones that won that show.
Hey, I'm thinking I'm gonna be up in here jogging your memory on some stuff, and you back here bringing some stuff up to me. Man, shampoo, press and curl.
Shampoo, press and curl. Men out of Washington died.
And they had the finger wave.
Yeah, they was fresh as a motherfucker back then. Boy, you can tell them shit.
No doubt.
Yeah. And I had the opportunity. It was one of them things, man, that I had an opportunity with CBS. Now here's where the player move came in at. I got Wrecking Crew a deal. Wrecking Crew got picked up. And they asked me, did I have another group? And I'm lying like a motherfucker. Nah, yeah, I got another group. And I thought about these cats, and there was 4 of them. Here goes some behind the scenes West Coast history.
Lay it out.
It was 4 of them in the group. Okay, it was Cube, K-Dee, Kid Disaster, and sir. Jinx and Shakespeare. Shakespeare was a part of Stereo Crew. Okay. But Shakespeare was like 24, 25.
Yeah, he was way older than us.
He was older than them cats. I'm like, wow, this old dude up here. So, as life would have it, clientele left Wrecking Crew. I brought Shakespeare up with us. Y'all got signed to CBS. What was your first single?
She's a Skag.
Dum.
Yeah.
She's a Skag, and it was a single.
Hey man, you got to sign to Epic Records, man. That was a big thing.
Man, that was a big thing. They gave us a single deal. They actually got signed before Wrecking Crew did. Y'all got signed before we did. We wasn't signed yet. They was gonna sign us. We had a deal memo already in the works, but he wanted something quick. He wanted a quick single deal, and we Dre put together the beat for She's a Skag, and it was like a knockoff of what's the other record? It was another hot record at the time. That it was kind of a spin-off of Fly Girl.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of a spin-off of Fly Girl, and that it was hot. I mean, it was cool, and of course they didn't do a whole lot with it. But the next time we heard it again was when
it was in the Michael Jackson
video.
Bad video in the beginning.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember. Me and Q was at my house. Matter of fact, watching the debut of it. And we heard, real low, doom, and I looked up. Cube looked at me. Man, we fell out. We fell out. Michael Jackson video. Man,
and we didn't know it. We had no idea. Nobody called us. They just stuck it in there. It was one of their records. I guess that was their way of promoting it. And it was and it didn't do it. It didn't do no good. But still, man, what you been up to, man?
Hey man, we dudes old now, man. Got families, man. I got kids that's damn but grown, man. I got a daughter that's 25, man. And son that's 19. He also rapping now.
Okay, but y'all do the father son thing on Facebook.
Yeah, I got a little. Well, I mean, I just did a song with him. I'm just trying to get him out there, you know.
Okay.
So when I do shows, I'll bring him out on stage, and he'll do like a song or two.
Okay.
And so far, man, the response been cool, man.
So you doing shows by yourself?
I mean, whatever. I mean, I know I got these two up and coming dudes. There's one singer guy named Roman, and then this Latino cat named Invincible.
Okay.
We like kind of like all entwined, and we've been doing shows together.
You and Jinx do anything together though?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. Me and Jinx talked about doing some stuff a while back, but I was kind of involved in some other stuff at the time, man. And I guess my Jinx patience with me was kind of low, and when I didn't move as fast as he wanted me to move, and, you know.
Okay. I heard he was DJ for Rodney Hill though.
Who, Jinx?
Yeah.
Oh, I
heard it yesterday. I heard yesterday he was
right?
DJ for Rodney Hill.
I don't know, man. I ain't talked to Jinx in a minute. I mean, last time I seen him out somewhere, we hollered, but you know, I haven't talked to him. So
now, you
that's
know,
good though, man. If
he's still doing this thing. He's still Jinx.
No, he's still doing this thing.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. I said this in my book, N.W.A. Lonzo. Of all the three cats, he was always the coolest. Now, none of them ever was a problem, but he was always the most laid back. Okay, Cube was always trying to show me stuff. Jinx was just a dancing motherfucker. Just got off my goddamn nigga, sit your ass down. But you was always the coolest. But but the crazy thing about that is you're all three Geminis.
Yeah.
In fact, all four of us are.
Yeah, you
okay.
Too. Yeah.
And me and Cube was kicking it at his when he got his started the Walk of Fame. And I said, "Happy birthday, Doc." He said, "I said my birthday is 2 days after yours." What? That's right. Yeah. Okay, motherfucker. Yeah, but I was trying to get to name themselves the 3 Gs. They didn't go for the shit though.
Yeah, I remember that. Damn. Oh, you man, you fucking me up. Man. What about that?
I was gonna name them the 3 Gs, but they didn't. They wasn't fitting that shit. So they go with Stereo Crew. Why'd y'all come up with Stereo Crew?
Man, you know, I don't even remember how we came up with that name, man. I don't even know where they came from. That's a good question right there. I don't know where they came from, but I know after a while we felt that it wasn't street enough.
Right. Okay.
And then that's when the next name came. CIA.
Okay.
And at first we was like it was crew in action, and we like no, that still ain't street enough. And they're like we gotta be criminals. It's criminals in action.
Okay.
So you know everything had to be hard back then.
Everything had. How did you feel about that back then when everything went to try to be hard? Man, you never gangbang, did you?
No, so that's why I never fell into that. You know, I was around them, but you know what I'm saying,
none of y'all gangbang. I don't recall Cube.
But no, Cube never gangbang, but man, he was good at portraying it. He was good at, you know what I'm saying, putting that front out there because he had everybody fooled.
Okay.
He had everybody fooled. But none of us gangbang, man. I was on the player tip. I was a player most of my life, man. I wasn't trying to fight nobody, you know, not unless I had to.
Right,
you know
exactly.
So it was all about the females with me, man. So that's why it came so easy when it was time for me to do my album.
Okay.
With tip I was gonna be on. He knew I wasn't no gangster, so
right.
I'm gonna come out trying to be a gangster. People gonna see through that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I say I'm glad you said that, man, because when I get interviewed, if N.W.A. was forming your living room, how can you wasn't a gangster? I wasn't a gangster. That ain't what I did. That ain't what I do. Okay. Now I whoop your ass and come down with you. You know, I ain't gonna run from a situation, but I'm gonna try to avoid it because I'm that kind of cat. But don't push it. You know? Right. Ain't nobody no punk by no means, but you ain't got to wear your gangster on your sleeve. You know, you pull out. That's a whole card you have to pull out when you have to.
Yeah, that wasn't my style, man. That wasn't my MO, man. Like you said, I was just a laid back person, man. Just I don't know. I never was a real hyper person. Never was a real. Outgoing. I mean, you know, I'm outgoing, but it's in a different way. You know what I'm saying? But
it's the Gemini. That's all it is, Doc. Yeah.
But like you just said, though, is Cube, Jinx was, dancing, always trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Cracking jokes. Cube was he was active, but he was, just a more serious.
Right.
Like you said, I was showing you something. Always had something going on in his mind, trying to,
Right.
But me, I was just, quiet, observing.
Yeah.
That was just me.
When you was on the Priority, right? When you did your first album?
No, I was signed to Cube's label, Lynch Mob.
Lynch Mob, I didn't know that.
Lynch Mob, yeah, Lynch Mob, and he had a distribution deal through this company called N.W.A.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember N.W.A. Who produced your album?
It was half produced by Cube.
Was it really? I never knew Cube produced.
Cube produced But see, this is something that as you're going on, you start to realize. But I didn't know it. Producer. I always knew about Dre being a producer.
Okay.
But then I start seeing Cube do beats. Now I was like, Cube, man, I know Cube do beats.
Right.
But then I'm seeing what he's doing.
Okay.
Cube would come in and he would do the bottom beat, boom boom ah, boom boom ah, boom boom ah ah ah, and then he would call in a bass player. Okay. He would call in a keyboard player. Okay. DJ come in, scratch some stuff in, and then mix it all together. Okay. Got a fly ass beat. We did about 6 of my tracks like that.
Oh shit.
We had Boosie Collins and Bernie Royale. You know, my first single was Thought I Saw a Pussycat with Boosie Collins.
Okay.
So Cube got them to play on my album. They ended up staying for the whole week. Boosie played like bass on like six songs on my album.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Bernie Royale played a mini moog on like 4 or 5 of the tracks.
So you had a chance to kick with Boosie?
Man,
that's awesome. That's funk royalty right there, man.
Bruh. I was like a kid in the candy store.
What was it like, man? I ain't never met them cats myself.
And you know, it's funny we talking about this because just yesterday or the day before, I was sitting there thinking to myself, mad at myself because back then, I didn't take no pictures. Right. I don't have no pictures. Even Morris Day. You know, Morris Day came in with Morris Day. Well, you know, I redid Gigolos Get Lonely too.
Right.
Morris Day came down to the studio. Street Knowledge. He came to Victoria, and it was in the 60s. It was in the 60 hood.
I heard he had a studio. I never went over there.
It was in Victoria 67th, I think.
A factory or something, a warehouse, something like that.
It was a warehouse, like a warehouse office.
I heard. I heard. I never went down there.
Yeah, man. That's we did my album at. We did a lot of albums there.
Okay.
A lot of albums there. Yeah, he built the studio up in there.
So what did Morris do with you?
Morris came in and I redid Gigolos Get Lonely too.
Okay.
And he came in, man, and he came in with his singing coach or his person who helps him or whatever. Okay. I'm thinking, you know, it's Morris Day. He's just gonna come in. He gonna say, nah, he had this dude in there helping him. I mean, it's the real deal. I mean, he in there. This dude shouldn't tell him what. I don't see like. I'm sitting back like I'm amazed, bro. I'm in here with the time. Right, what? Right, hallelujah. Right. 7779311. But yeah, man, he went in there and we did it. I mean, we did the beat from scratch, and then did the song all over from scratch. The whole song from scratch. He sung it all over. In the song, we talking in the song. He say my name, so it's like you know it ain't just no sample or or I just sampled him in. He was actually in the studio with me over there off of 67th and Victoria.
Wow, I didn't know that, dude. Man. See, man, that's why I do this show. Because there's a lot of history here on the West Coast. Folks just don't know. And I no disrespect to my boys. A lot of people think West Coast hip hop started with N.W.A. and it's frustrating as hell. But that's my job, is to bring out all my players and let them get some screen time and tell their stories, man, because them stories is very valuable, man.
Yeah, that's why I think to this day, man, the Ass Gas Cash album is a classic. Okay. You know, it didn't break gold. I think it went a little over, little under 400,000. It was like 300,000 something. Okay. But to this day, it's a classic, man. And I think it has something to do with that. You know, like Bernie Royale and Boosie Collins playing on like 6 tracks. Morris Day coming in and, you know, us doing it from the scratch and building the song all over again. Okay. Just doing something different. You know, like I said, I wasn't no gangster, so my whole album was like a laid back, smooth. It was like nothing really
before Warren G. He was like a Warren G before Warren G, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Well,
Warren G's always been laid back. He talk a little gangster shit.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. How you saying
that real laid back flavor.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. To a certain, because you know he really on that G funk. I thought you was trying to go there with it.
Right. No. This is flow.
It's flow. Yeah.
It's real laid back. It's always been smooth. You know, never nothing past maybe 110 BPM. I mean, this is always smooth.
Warren G, that's my dude too, man. Warren G came to my house when I stayed in Compton.
Okay.
Before he even came out, he came to my house when I stayed in Compton with my boy Rob with a cassette tape. Okay. And he was like, man, why don't you listen to this, man? I'm like, what is that? Popped it in. Endo Smoke.
Wow.
Endo Smoke. I'm like, bro, that is the shit right there. He like, yeah, it's my dude, Mr. Graham. I'm finna put this out. Wow. I never knew. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you got out. He was like, yeah, man, I produce and yada this, and I've been doing it for a minute. You know, I've been watching Dre all these years, and you know, we got Barry and Warren, even up in here, man. Warren look with the glasses, you know. And I'm like, look at that Warren now. And now, you know, I saw sitting in clubs and Warren got drinks with him. I'm like, look at Warren.
Look. Warren walked up on me we was at some place. We was at taking this big picture for. Was you at the picture shot? We took the picture at the football stadium about 20 years ago. Man, all the West Coast players. They had a big picture.
Nah.
Okay. Well, I'm at this thing. They had all the players. Was supposed to be all the players at this old football field, and they took a big picture because there's a picture on the Source magazine, and they had all the guys from New York that ever rapped, DJs, whatever, on this big steps, and they was all out there, right?
Right.
And they did the same thing for West Coast, and it was at a football field downtown, and the picture never came out.
I think I remember that.
But Warren walked up on me. Hey, Lonzo, how you doing? I said, what's up, bro? How you doing? I didn't know who the fuck he was. Yeah. I said, man, what's happening? How you doing? I know you. I'm Warren, man, because Warren came out. He was like 9 years old.
And Warren was little, man.
He was a little dude. He was like 9 years old, running behind Dre. And like I said, Warren who? Warren G. Nigga, you the motherfucker that did? Oh shit!
Hey, Warren bad with it, man.
I mean, he got his own sound. He got his own crew, and the boy's doing fantastic. I got nothing but love for him. But it was just amazing. I hadn't seen him in so long. When I did see him, he was a grown ass man. Okay, putting in work. Okay,
doing his own thing too. It's like he's separated from Dre. It ain't like it's Dre little brother. No, it's Warren G.
No, I'm Warren G. I got my own shit. I do the Long Beach thing.
Yeah,
well, everybody know that him and Nate Dogg and Snoop, they all come from the 213 camp.
Yeah.
But here's something that was crazy on my end. Warren G in Regulator, he talks about being at the 118th and Lewis or something like that.
There's something, 213.
It's a street.
21 in Lewis. 21 Street.
21 Street in Lewis, right? Now here's some crazy shit. This is real shit right here. Real fucking shit. As I asked Warren about this, I say, Warren, because my people are from Long Beach. My mom's people all went to Long Beach. There's a spot on 21 in Lewis. Lewis runs right into this T, like a T, and 21st Street goes this way, right?
Okay.
I believe that's how I go. Might be the other way around. But in the mid, and right there at the end, it used to be a cafe called Callie's Kitchen in Long Beach. I say, Warren, you ever heard of Callie's Kitchen? She says, motherfucker, yeah, we all grew up on that food. That's my auntie.
What?
That was my auntie, man. Callie's Kitchen was my auntie spot, and Warren, that's what he was talking about, shooting dice in front of my auntie's restaurant. I'm like, man, it's a small world. It's too goddamn small for me.
Damn.
That's some real shit, man. It don't mean nothing, but it just the coincidence. He puts that in his record, and I go back. Unknown used to live right down the street from me, from Lewis, and I took a left just to go see what was down there. And wait a minute, this is the same place, because it's a apartment building now. But like 21 Lewis, that's my auntie's spot. My auntie's spot used to be right here. And when I saw Warren, I saw him and a couple other folks at this event. I'm like, Warren, that's the same spot. Yeah, Lonzo, that's the same spot. I grew up on them burgers. That's some badass burgers, man.
Small
real
world.
Talk, man. That's real shit, man. So what else you doing? What else you doing for life, man? Why you didn't kept pushing that game, man? Why you kept pushing the music game harder?
Back then, man, the way things went, it was like I just started seeing people that were friends not be friends no more. Even to the point where it came down to me and Cube not being friends no more.
Oh shit.
So when that happened, and I just started seeing how cutthroat the game was, man. It's like really cutthroat. You gotta at least I'll start believing. You gotta be that type of person, or just be a hog to not let that type of stuff affect you, or to be able to deal with it. Cause me, man, when I'm like you said, I'm a cool, laid back dude, quiet dude. I don't want no problems. When people start playing with your money and stuff, and then and just like your manlyhood, I take that serious, man. I might want to do something to a person, man. So it was just too much shady stuff going on, man. So I just felt like I just need to fall back. So I left it alone for a while. For a long while, I thought I was done, but then I ran into some cats that they wanted me to do a show, and then I hooked up with some other guys that I knew from some other people, and they had a studio, and I got in with them, and I just started doing music again. So now I'm back doing music again, and doing shows, and trying to make some happen. Now, like I said, I got my son. His name is Fredo Banks. I'm trying to put him out there. Me and my boy Arsenal, I got our own digital distribution deal. So just trying to create music and put it out, man. Okay. That's all I'm doing.
When your uncle is a good friend of mine, he proud of you, boy.
Miller.
Oh, Miller proud of his nephew, man. Yeah. You my nephew, kid. Yeah, nigga, I knew the motherfucker goddamn kid, goddamn it. Yeah, that's my nephew, man. Okay, nigga, I
know. Yeah, that's my uncle. Yeah, he promotes K-Dee, man. He put the flags off for K-Dee.
I ain't mad at him.
That's one thing I can't say.
So you, what business you in now? What you doing? What you doing for?
I'm in the transportation business, trucking.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a minute.
How you like that?
I mean, it pay the bills, man.
Okay.
It pay the bills. I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it because I'm not a person that likes to be confined in one spot anyway.
Right.
So I'm working in the
office.
office.
That's the Gemini move. Got to be moving.
Yeah, working in the office, being in the same spot every day, man. So me being out, and I like that. So it keeps my my head, I'm thinking.
I do my best thinking when I'm driving, man. I do my best thinking while I'm driving, man.
Me too.
I hit on the highway, put on some oldies or something, or whatever it may be, and it's like for some reason I get relaxed and shit just start coming to me.
Oh, yeah.
By the time I make a stop, I make a few phone calls, drop a few emails, shit about to jump off.
That's right.
Okay, that's real talk, man. That is real talk. It was something else I wanted to ask you. Damn it. Everybody thought CIA or Stereo Crew was from Compton. You ever get that? I had to tell people y'all was from Inglewood, right? I mean, your street was on Inglewood.
Well, Cube is Inglewood. I'm LA. Even though we don't stay that far apart from each other.
Okay.
It's kind of like on the border. Inglewood and LA, but I'm LA.
Okay, all right.
I'm LA.
And it was always when the N.W.A from Inglewood. No, they're not. I mean, they're from Compton. No, they're not. Okay, Cuba's from Compton. No, he's not. Me and the girl got into it me and this young girl. We were sitting in doing an interview, and she was working for the radio station, and she says, "I love me some Ice Cube. He's such a gangster." I said, "What gang is he from?" He from. I said, "Come on. What gang is he from?" He ain't from no gang, huh? I said, you ain't never heard N.W.A claim no gang? Never have you heard them claim a gang. They gangsters, they claim to be gangsters, but what gangsters they ever claim? It was a trip how that whole scenario unfolded for so long, and nobody really understood that it wasn't what they thought it was. But it worked for them. I'm not mad at them, but it worked. It got them off the ground. It made made a lot of money for a lot of folks. But it was also to me kind of misleading because a lot of cats got caught up in the stories that they would tell, and they would live up to those stories. I remember I was right before the movie came out. I was in the clothing store buying a suit or something, and a brother recognized, "Hey man, Lonzo, man, you the man, blah 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 blah. You in the movie?" I didn't know I was in the movie at the time. I don't know, man. Oh man, I said, "You going to see it?" He said, "No, man, I can't go see that movie." I said, "Why not?" Man, bring back too many memories. Now I don't know what he thought it was gonna be, but he said, "I just got out the pen, man. I did 15 years. I can't see that because it's gonna bring back too many memories of what I experienced in the streets." I'm like, huh? And because a lot of cats got into that gang life at that point, and back in the 80s, the streets was crazy. You think they crazy? Nah, the streets was. They was finding niggas in dumpsters in the lake over Magic Johnson Park. Man. It was horrible. I mean, it was really a rough time, and a lot of cats, especially when the crack was the main hustle. A lot of snake came out in a lot of dudes. Okay, and a lot of dudes that was homies got killed by homies. Okay, that came up. So it was just amazing how they were able to play that role so good, and people actually believed that they were who they were. And it was one of the things I've always said about hip hop. Hip hop don't vet their artists. Hip hop, what I mean by vet is that they don't check the background. Whatever you say lyrically, they believe you. And they always told them they were reporters of the streets, but people forgot the reporter parts and thought they was. And then they started selling the image, and it worked for them. Yeah, it worked for them.
It did it. It did it.
Did Jinx never gang bang? None of y'all never gang bang.
We never. None of us never gang bang. Never.
Wow.
Nothing.
How old are you now?
50.
50.
Just turned 50, man.
Wow.
From 15 to 50.
15 to 50, 35 years, man. God damn. That's 35 years, folks.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You got any regrets, man?
Yeah.
What's that? What's your regret?
Well, I mean, as far as not like life wise, like nothing real, but I'm talking about as far as my music wise, I wish I would have pushed a little more harder.
Okay.
Instead of sitting back and letting Q make a lot of the decisions, I wish I would have been more vocal on some of the decisions.
Okay.
And just, like I said, just push harder. I just wish I would have pushed harder.
Okay. Y'all cool now? You cool?
Nah, we don't. I mean, it's like I said, there ain't never been like no bad blood. We didn't, it ain't like it was no fight or nothing. We just stopped talking. He just stopped talking.
He don't come to Inglewood. You don't go to Venice.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna go nowhere I'm not wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, I reached out to the cat a couple of times and I didn't get nothing back. So I left it alone. I had pride back then. So I left it alone. A couple of years ago, I seen him at DJ Crazy Tunes' funeral. Rest in peace. I saw him there, and we hollered for a quick second. But he seemed like he really didn't want to holler at me. One of my friends had to say my name out loud. For him to be like, "Oh, okay, K-Dee was." So we hollered for a minute and got his number or whatever. But nothing ever happened from that.
Okay.
So I
didn't see Q after he left my house until the premiere of Straight Outta Compton.
Damn.
I never went to one of his concerts, and when I saw him, he was glad to see me. We talked, man, for a good 20 minutes, dude, because I hadn't seen him. I just followed him. I follow all y'all. Okay, I watch all y'all. Just like I'm like that dad that kids had all these kids around. I watch your social media. I watch what he does. I see everybody. And he was glad to see me. We kicked it for about 20 minutes, and he invited me to when he got his star on the Walk of Fame. He's the one who got me the tickets Straight Outta Compton. So we've always remained, I ain't never been to his house. We always remain cool for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at him, and every once in a while I hit him up, he'll shoot me back. So
that's cool.
I know he's busy as hell, and and most time people know I have access sometimes to certain people. And I will not jeopardize those relationships on some bullshit. Man, me and Dre took a picture together, right? I got 500 requests for me to people hook me up with Dre. Man, I need to talk to Dre about. Nah, dude, I can't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that. Nope. Don't take it personal. But I know how that goes, and sometimes these cats, their privacy is very important to them. So right. I don't take it personal. Give me some social media. How can they find you, man?
Oh man, I'm on Instagram at K-Dee Hitting Corners, but that's KDEE _HITTIN _CORNAS. K-Dee Hitting Corners.
All right, folks.
And and Facebook, K-Dee Johnson, just KDEE and then Johnson.
Today, my guest, a homie from the back of the day, 35 years. Homie rolling with Lonzo, Crew Cut Records, CIA Stereo Crew, a fellow Gemini. What day is your birthday? You a May Gemini.
May 24th.
You a May Gemini.
You a movie star too, man. Using them, the little N.W.A. movie, man. How you feel about that? Man?
They put me in the movie, man. I didn't know I was in the movie. I found out on a humbug.
At least you was in it, man. They left me out, man.
You know what? People ask me all the time, how you feel about the way they played you in the movie? They put me in the motherfucker, man. They put me in. I ain't mad at them. I know they played me like an asshole. And y'all know sometimes I had to be an asshole. I got a bunch of young kids around me, okay? I'm a grown-ass man with a house and shit. Y'all 15. I got 3 15-year-olds. I got Dre them running hoes to the club and to the studio. This nigga used to have headphones like with nobody's business, okay? And I say this, I'm going to tell you on your on your episode, here's some shit people gonna think I'm lying. When Dre was here in my studio, the one thing the nigga tore up the most was motherfucking headphones. I swear to God. He would tear up my motherfucking headphones. I would go through headphones, maybe 3 or 4 pair a month, because he would get into the music, and he was always chasing girls. And when the phone would ring, he'd run to the phone and had the headphones on and break the goddamn cord every time I got now I got one side of my headphones don't work. Here's some shit I told his ass, and I know y'all would think I'm lying, but I ain't gotta lie. That ain't my platform. I said they ought to make some headphones with some detachable cords. This is some bullshit. Okay.
Damn, now look.
Okay. I said this back in the 80s. They need to make some headphones with detachable cords. Because these goddamn cords break too fucking much. Look who the goddamn headphone king is now. Man. I ain't mad at you though, Doc. K-Dee, man, thanks for sitting with me, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Much love, man.
Have
some fun. Be safe out the streets and y'all. This your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, with my boy K-Dee, aka Kid Disaster.
All right, you've been on the road, Lonzo, going back to giving good shows. Who gave the best show that you've ever seen that you were on the bill with? And you can't say World Class Wrecking Crew, obviously.
Man, I got to go with More Stay at the Time, man. That's what
okay, so they are okay.
You know, they're they not only have a show, they have a persona, and that persona is projected through their music, through their movements. They don't do a whole lot of nothing, man. They don't do a whole lot of nothing, but the stuff they do, everybody does it on time. Everybody, the look, the music is not complicated. Okay, get it up. Okay, it's not complicated. The moves are not complicated. The clothing is not complicated, but everything fits a vibe, and that's one thing most people don't bother to do. They don't bother to coordinate the experience of a show. You know, I play with a lot of different people, and a lot of guys just go out there and they wait for their turn to get a solo when it comes to bands. They wait for their time to get a solo, and they shine for a minute so they can get a phone number and get lucky after the show. They don't really care about, you know, they so busy rehearsing. They don't produce. They're so busy rehearsing to sound good. They don't worry about how they look. Except, and I just had this brain flash. Except for Zap. Them boys, Zap might be the only person that I could say will give Morris Day and the Time a run for their money on stage. Zap's energy level, Morris Day's whole vibe is cool. Zap don't care. They leave that summer gun drenching, soaked. These guys are old as I am, man.
Mm-hmm.
Lester's as old as I am, dude. Lester's older than me. He's the drummer, and they don't leave nothing on stage. My action, how do y'all do this 3 or 4 nights a week, man? You know, you have to be in excellent shape to be able to jump around, hop around, do all those calisthenics and gymnastics 2 or 3 times a week, and then got to go to the hotel and be on the plane in the morning. Yeah, Zap, definitely. When I go see Zap, I leave that sweat. Okay.
Now you got a smaller taste, and I say that respectfully, of what some artists have to go through on a daily basis. Artists that travel every day, probably twice a day they're doing shows. Today they're in Philadelphia, tomorrow they're in New York, Thursday they're in England. You know, you did that for a short period of time, but what were some of the hardships? And do you think if you would have got much bigger than you were, that you would have been able to handle all of that travel and all of that, you know, publicity that comes with it?
Yeah, I'm quite sure with that, man. I mean, at that time, I was 28. My daughter was in good hands. I only had one kid. My daughter was in good hands, and I was good. I enjoyed the travel because, again, I came home to my studio, to rehearsal. My home was always our headquarters. So even when I wasn't here, somebody stayed here to make sure everything was in order while I was gone. We didn't have the same options that we have now for paying bills. I had to come home to pay bills because it would get expensive trying to pay bills through Western Union on the road out there. That would be crazy as hell. But you know, I'd come home, take care of business at the pad, be here 3 days, and we back on the road by Thursday. Like my boy Lenny says, he used to do tours Now he just does dates. There's a big difference in doing a tour versus a date versus dates. Dates, you on the road. You leave maybe on a Thursday or Friday morning. Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, Monday you back home. If you got JJ Fad got jobs, they be back home on at work on Monday morning. They may work one show, two shows at the most. They back home Monday morning at their jobs. Yep. So now if you're on a tour, that's a whole different world. Because now you constantly moving because you're in a plane or a bus, and being on the bus is cool because you get to see the country, but you really don't sleep because you always inhaling diesel fuel. Somebody farting on the bus. Somebody want to game, want to mess with you. The privacy, a bus bulk might be this big, man. I slept in one time because I just wanted to see what it was like. I had the back most of the time. I had the main room, so every once in a while, I let somebody crash, back in my room back in the back, and I sleep on, one of those. You ain't gonna sit on that bunk and just sit up there and write a letter or something. No, you got to lay your butt down, and you got the top that's right over your head. So it's like being in the Navy. It reminded me of being in the Navy, and I was on those ships. All the bunks are real close together. So yeah, I mean, you run and you always got to stop for diesel fuel. You in rest stops or gas station or truck stops. You have to. That's the part that will kind of wear you out because you don't get a chance to really rest. Even after a show, you may go to the bus and crash, but you don't get a chance to really rest. And that's why so many guys get burnt out on tours.
Yeah. All right, man, we're about halfway through the show, so let's go on and reset and remind everybody to hit that like button if you have not already, and please hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time tuned into the channel, you are tuned into N.W.A. Stories with Lonzo. This is where you get the realness about West Coast hip hop, and not just West Coast hip hop, but life and game and all kind of stuff. So please hit that subscribe button if this is your first time joining the channel. And also, if you're feeling a little friendly, a little kind, hit that little $sign right next to the chat button. Throw the channel a few bucks. We really, really appreciate it very, very much. And at 7 o'clock on my channel, you guys got to join in, especially if you love the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Tonight, I am doing a show called House Party to N.W.A. Fun Rap to Gangster Rap. Was it all a plan? And I'm going to be playing footage of our panel that I had the privilege of being part of this past Saturday with Alonzo Williams and another brother that we're going to talk about in a bit. And that was one of the main focuses. Was this all a plan? Was it a plan to make it go from fun house party rap to gangster rap and us killing each other and going to prison and things like that? So tune in tonight, live footage from this past Saturday where I was hanging out with Lonzo. You don't want to miss it. It was such a great vibe. Before we move on, Lonzo, tell them about Band Buzz, man.
All right, Band Buzz, folks. If you have music that you want to sell and not just stream, if you do shows and you're trying to get paid while you at the show and your fans are hot for your music, Band Buzz is the app for you. You can sell your music, you can book meet and greets, you can sell your merchandise right there on Band Buzz. Band Buzz just added a couple of new features, folks. We just added an AI feature that will set up your meet and greets for you. All you gotta do is say, I forgot the name because it's like Alexa or something, but you give them a name and hey, hold on, I'm gonna call my partner. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone. Right.
Put him on. Make sure you put him on sound if he's down to come on.
You got it. Let me see if I can get him on the phone right quick.
Yeah, Band Buzz, baby, Band Buzz.
Yeah, let me see if I can get him on the phone
right. Yeah, but while Lonzo's doing that, make sure you guys stick around. Second half of the show, we're gonna be talking about N.W.A. Was it all a plan?
What's happening?
What's up, Jay? How you feeling, Doc?
Man, I'm good, dude. I seen you all over the goddamn Instagram, boy.
All
right. Hell is
let him know he's live.
Hey, you live on my show, Doc.
Oh, all right.
Can you hear him, Dusty?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, look here, man. I was just doing a Band Buzz plug. I forgot the name of the AI character that we just added to Band Buzz.
Nigel.
Nigel, tell me
Nigel. Okay, Nigel. I like that.
Yeah, Nigel. Yeah, Nigel's our man. Nigel is our new AI A&R representative. Okay,
Nigel.
exact. So what Nigel does is Nigel runs your whole career for you. So when you sign up with Band Buzz, Nigel analyzes all your socials. You send in your music. Nigel looks it over. And Nigel looks over. It's all AI agentic. So he looks at all the services that we offer, and it finds the best based on your audience. It finds the best products to help you sell the most products you can sell. Then it gives you an action plan to work on. So Nigel's going to look at your fan base, and then every Friday, Nigel's going to send you a report and talk about where you're trending, what products are best for you. Not only that, it's going to create the posts for you to send out your posts to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and that type of thing. So when you're ready to start selling, Nigel's looking at all your history, and Nigel you can talk to. You can ask him any questions you want. So he's going to get back to you at some point. And he's going to say, "Hey, it's time for you to start selling." And at that point, you're going to sign up, and he's going to start tracking your songs for Billboard sales. So you're going to be tracked now on Billboard once you pass a certain threshold.
All right. That's
okay.
So Nigel is your A&R rep, and like I said, the biggest plus for Nigel is that he's connected to your social media, and he's going to analyze everything your fans are doing. It's going to figure out who are the most engaged, and it's going to let you know which ones that you should start engaging, and it's going to come up with a program to help you make more money.
all right.
That's important. Love that. Thank you.
Like, did you talk about Spark Tracks?
Go ahead.
Okay. So one thing that we're going to add, we're looking at a new way to do music. You know how when YouTube videos first came out, they're about 12, 15 minutes? Mm-hmm. And then TikTok came along, and now they're about 7 to 12 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So we have a new card out. So instead of when you do an album now, we're saying, hey, people aren't listening to songs as long as they used to listen to them, right? People are listening to they're consuming video faster, they're consuming music faster. If no one's listening to a long album, how we used to sit around and listen to the whole album, flip it over, read everything on the front and back. They don't do that anymore, right? They haven't done that in a long time. So we're saying, okay, look, a new music format has to come out. We're calling it Spark Tracks, and it's going to be based. It's going to be based on the new card that's out, the new tap to pay card. So you're going to have a card that you're going to send out. Each song is going to be 1 minute long, a complete song, not a snippet, not a little piece you're going to take and use it. But you're going to start writing a full song for 1 minute. You're going to put 8 songs on it, and you're going to sell that for $5. If somebody wants to get the full version, then they can buy that. But now you're going to walk around with your card. If someone wants to sell it, you just tap it, and it's going to go right into their phone. If you want to sell the card, you can also do the card. Make a nice cover for it, and you can sell the card directly if you want.
Sir. So these
are
with Band Buzz, folks. So if you got music you're trying to sell and not just stream, you need to come over and holler at Band Buzz, folks. Go to it's an Android app. It's also available on the Apple Store. Band Buzz for music you want to sell and not just stream, folks. Ken, do the show, Doc. Much love.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. We'll talk to you later. All right.
You got it.
All right.
Talk to us about Malcolm Jamal Warner, how you felt about hearing that. And not only that, go into how important the Cosby Show was to Black people all over the country.
Man, Malcolm Jamal Warner was like a nephew I never met. He always had that smooth vibe to him. Even when he was on the Malcolm and Eddie show, when he was Theo, he just like a real cool dude. I never met him. I can't say that. But even his television presence was always laid back and real chill. I got a nephew that I told him a long time ago, he reminded me of his vibe reminds me of Malcolm Jamal Warner. And when I heard he had passed, but I was like, damn, not Theo, because that's how I know him as Theo. And to hear a brother like that pass at 54 years old, man, it just makes me appreciate every day. And everybody should appreciate every day on earth, because you never know when the last one is going to be your last one.
The Cosby Show. You know, before
Cosby
that,
Show.
we had
Cosby
never
Show.
seen anything like that, Lonzo. We had never seen a lawyer, a doctor. You know, we'd seen Good Times. We saw what's happening. It's dynamite and all that, living in the project stuff. But we had never seen this side of Black America. Talk to us about how important the Cosby Show was.
And the Cosby Show showed us the side of Black life that we, like you said, we've never seen that before. Everybody was in the ghetto, or they was either George Jefferson, got a little bit of money, hate white people, or totally broke, couldn't afford to pay attention without the co-signer on Good Times. But Cosby's money wasn't the issue. You had a lawyer and a doctor. You know, you had they brought real issues, man. They just kind of just it was funny, but it was funny with a message to it. And even the spinoff that they had with Different World with Lisa Bonet and her when they went up to school. That according to what I was told, my understanding is that boosted college life with Sinbad and Dawn Lewis. That boosted Black HBC college. Cosby kind of made that cool, and that's why I think that they took him off the air. Because we're not supposed to be cool. We're not supposed to be smart. We're not supposed to have our shit together. Okay? We're supposed to be, our imagery is supposed to be one way. And one thing about Bill, he always pushed for education. He always pushed for uplifting Black folks. He just said, you can't let him hang out with your girl. You can't hang out with your girl. But, other than that, he had some positive points about it. Don't drink that shit champagne that he giving you.
I knew you was gonna go there. Oh man, yeah, that was a great show, Lonzo. And I had the biggest crush on Lisa Bonet, who is still fly to this day. And we've talked about Mrs. Huxtable, man. I mean, she is just still beautiful to this day as well.
Man,
we did
Felicia Rashad, she catch a fade today. 77 years old. Catch a fade. I ain't lying, gray hair and all. Yeah.
And I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird because she was a kid during the show, but Rudy grew up to look looking fly too, man.
Rudy gets shit. Don't get me canceled on Facebook, man. Rudy's fine to some again. Even the older daughter, she was cool. She was cool. And then you got so many folks that got their start on Cosby Show, man.
I think Cole from Martin was on there a couple times, right? Cockroach. She played Cockroach.
Yeah, Cockroach. Yeah. So you had different people. He provided a platform for a lot of people. What his motivation was. I hope it was to uplift Black people. But and again, when you start seeing certain things come out about certain people, most of the time there's an ulterior motive. And that's the sad part.
In hindsight, I went back and watched some of Bill Cosby's stand-up comedy routine, and I just didn't get it personally, but what do you remember about his stand-up, if you do remember anything about it, and how did Black folk take Bill Cosby back in the day on the stand-up side?
Bill Cosby came up in an era where you before Richard Pryor, during the Richard Pryor era, I think they came up around the same time, but Bill was that safe dude that white people liked. Bill understood
the Sinbad of the day.
Sinbad of the day, right? He didn't cuss. He didn't tell a lot of. He told dirty, insinuating jokes. Okay, he never cussed at all. He would go flooring and the flooring and the shabaskas, whatever he would say. He'd make up a word rather than cuss, because at that time he was that dude. He was one of the first Black dudes that I was on a major TV show with I Spy, and he had a major white audience, and he knew how to make white people laugh. Okay, he kind of catered to the white, the white audience, which at that time was the predominant audience of that era. Even when he did shows, he knew how to appeal to that clientele. When Bill Cosby was he was also the host of the Playboy Jazz Festival every year. Him and what's his face was super cool. Him and Hugh Hefner, that was a dude. So he had a universal appeal maybe not so much black appeal, but it was more universal far as non-melanated folks. And you can't get mad at the man getting how he gets his money.
Now we can't leave this topic without talking about your connection to a black TV show, a very popular black TV show. Tell us the story about what's happening and how you guys were supposed to get this part, but you didn't, and how that all happened.
That was some heartbreaking shit right there, man. You make me cry. Our managers, Jerry Heller and Maury Alexander, there came a call for a rap group to come on, be a part of what's happening. And I just knew we were going to get it. We was hotter than the Dream Team at the time. We were hot as fish grease. And when we all did the audition, they claimed that because I had a beard that I looked too old to be in that part. You know, they all hung out at the soda shop or whatever it was. And for a guy with a beard to be up in there hanging out, it just didn't seem right. So they gave the part to the Dream Team. Man, they got a chance to do Rockberry Jam. Man, that broke our hearts, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. That just broke our hearts then. So yeah, we was crushed, but hey, more power to the homies.
Damn. Well, now something else we didn't bring up last week, because we did have a great guest on, once again, Frank Williams. If you guys don't know, that was a great conversation. Really enjoyed that. So make sure you guys check that out, especially if you're a Biggie and or a Tupac lover. But you mentioned to me offline, Lonzo, that you were on a show that I used to listen to back in the day. I was such a big radio nerd, and I took in everyone from Howard Stern to Big Boy to Larry Elder. And you mentioned that you were on the Larry Elder show back in the day. And for anyone who doesn't know, Larry Elder, his show was on, he was based out of Los Angeles.
First of all, man, how did you get caught up in the middle of your career? I got to ask you that. How did you get caught up in the middle of your career, man?
Oh, man, dealing with bullshit dudes, man. You know, I was dealing with my relative, and he got caught up in something, and he called and set me up. I hadn't I was out the way. I hadn't seen him in at least a couple years. And he hit me and he set me up. And when you're dealing with the federal system, you gotta watch it. Whatever you say can get you. Now, true enough, I did get him right, but all they had got me on was a phone call. Yeah, that's what they tied me to. They didn't pull me over. I didn't get caught with nothing. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just that phone call that I had with him that initially put me with the case.
I was telling my boy, he asked me, my partner Dusty, we were talking about that earlier, about that, some of that YSL and some other stuff. And I said, I was explaining, a lot of time, cats will set you up to take the time off their back.
Yeah, definitely. But see, nowadays, when I was growing up, and back in my days, you get exiled for that.
Okay.
Somebody, they exile you. You was no more allowed in the hood. You was no more allowed. Now it's like they get embraced and going viral, and people looking up to them, and it's like that's what's going on nowadays.
See, we just talked about this before you came on the show, man.
Yeah, I have no respect for somebody that will throw somebody else under the bus and take them away for their family, just so they can lessen their time when they knew what they was doing when they got in the game from the get-go. So right. You willing to sacrifice so many other people just for you to come home because you the one that got caught up being sloppy or however you got caught up. Since you got caught, you're just gonna bring down a whole bunch of other people, take them away from their family, and away from what they got going on in life. Yeah, you don't get no worse than that.
See, that's totally different what we talked about earlier. Totally different. He working for the police. He just trying to do all the work he can, make their job easier. Okay?
Right.
At your expense. Okay.
Exactly.
At your expense. Lonzo and I talked about this earlier in the show, and I would love your thoughts on it. I'm pretty sure you've heard about what's been going on with Young Thug over the past week. Footage of an interrogation video, coming out, and allegations of snitching and things like that. What are your thoughts on the recent situation with Young Thug and the whole YSL Rico in general?
Well, um, it's a lot of things that I wouldn't have did, a lot of things that I wouldn't have said. Um, Me personally, I just came home, so in order for me to really just know who said what, who told what, I would like to see some kind of paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Before I could really just voice an opinion on which one did what. But I know it was a lot of telling in that situation. You know, it was a lot of people telling on each other. It was a lot of things going on, and it was a mockery made even out of the court that I never seen that. Like the courts I was in, them type of mockeries would have got you 35 to life. You know, the way YSL Woody went in there and did what he did and recanted his statements and you know, the sleeping and the all the extra antics he did. Yeah, you couldn't have did that in the federal court. I went to. Yeah, they would have threw the book at him. But as far as what they got going on, I don't know. I just know there's a lot of ratting going on in their cases. But I don't want to pinpoint who all did it because I'm the type that I really like to go off paperwork and facts. I don't like to go off assumptions when it comes to that because you can't put that kind of jacket on somebody's name where I'm from without actually knowing, or that could lead to some consequences.
Let me ask you about your experience. We got about 5 minutes left, but I would love to know about some of the worst things about prison, because a lot of our show is geared towards, helping kids not go down that route to where they have to sit down for a few years or go into the body bag. What were some of the worst things about prison for you that you can share with these kids so they do not want to go?
The riots, uh, the riots, the violence, the stabbings. I seen a dude overdose on fentanyl. Uh, the way the prison guards treat us, like inhumane. Well, when you get to the lower facilities in the feds, they treat you like that. At the higher facilities, they have more respect for inmates down there. But the water had lead, benzene, cyanide, and different chemicals in it, and that's why I wear a do rag now because either the water gave a lot of people kidney failures from drinking it. I didn't drink it, but I had to take showers, so it burnt a lot of my hair out, my edge up, and a lot of people's hair got messed up real bad from having to take showers down there. So I got to go get a hair transplant. So my bed my bed, the ceiling, the roof had mold in it, so the mold made little holes in the ceiling. So every time it rained on my bed and on my locker, and under my bed smelled like mildew because the rug retained the water, so it smelled like mildew. So not only is my bed getting rained on, where it's puddles and big rain, and it's mold on the walls where it make you sick to the stomach, nauseated. They had year-old food in the chow hall. They found the rat's nest in the chow hall with like 400 some rats. Um, when I was in Bastrop, we was right next door to it was a facility that burns roadkill, like dead animals. So every day when you go to chow and to wreck, you smell dead animals all day long, just dead animals. Dead animals. The majority of the days, I can't say every day, but the majority of the days when you're at Bastrop Federal Prison, you smelling dead animals being burnt. So, those are just some of the things that just come with jail. And, um, jail is never a good place. So a lot of these kids and a lot of these people need to take accountability for what they're doing and understand that it's consequences behind every action that you take. So when you think about, if you would stop to think about what you're doing before you do it, you won't have be subject to the things that prison life is about, because you don't want to go in prison and first thing you do is have to go in there and get you a knife, or get you a ratchet and get you a stash spot. That ain't how you want to live. You don't want to be on a bunk, on a hard bunk as is, with a little mat, and then it's getting rained on at the same time. You gotta try to wake up and scoot your bed as far away from the wall as possible so you can get as less rain on you, because I was on the bottom bunk, so at least the top bunk caught some of the rain, but it's still gonna leak down, and it's still coming down the walls, and I mean, you can't hide from it. That rain gonna get you. So and I couldn't do nothing about the hair situation. I gotta take a shower, so we gotta bathe in water with lead and poisons in it. You know what I mean? Now, I didn't have to drink the water, but I had to bathe in it. So yeah, it was just bad. Actually, the prison that I was in is actually being closed down. The last prison I was in, Pensacola federal prison camp, is being shut down because I went to war with them. I wrote like 17. I wrote like 17 BPH 9s and 10s. I filed a 2241 habeas corpus on them, and I sued the warden and my case manager. Yeah,
That's
so
what's up.
so I went in.
Wishing you the best in that, man. I wish we can keep you longer, but we do have to wrap up soon. Tell everybody what's next for you and where they can find you.
Man, I'm just working. I'm glad to be home. I'm just back working. Uh, I'm shooting a movie with Mike Sterling called Behind the Pole 2. I got some new music dropping. I'm start working on an album. You know what I mean? But I got a reality show going on with Fame Train. I'm just staying busy, and just trying to stay blessed and stay out the way. Now you can find me at Scooperstar, T_TMF. That's SCOOPASTAR _TMF.